Hello Internet, and welcome to another episode of Andrew Potter, and I will be reading today The Night Circus. Before we get into that, as always with every series, right at the top I'm going to tell you exactly what I know about the book. So The Night Circus I know is by Erin Morgenstern. I know it has a romantic story is very prominent. I've been told that it's not the only thing that's in the series, of course, but I've heard that it is very prominent. And I know that this is Punk Bread, who didn't get to be on the last episode's favorite book. It's also the favorite book of another friend of mine who may appear in the series at some point. I don't know. Honestly, that's really it. I know it's about a mysterious circus that is only up during the nighttime and isn't even announced before it arrives. As I did thumb through the first couple of pages months ago at work one day. But that's really it. So I'm going into this one pretty much blind, actually. So it's 500 pages I think we've got here. Yeah, a little over 500. 512 is the total number of pages. So this series should go on for should be going on for a while. But let's get started, shall we? I also found a new bookmark with this book, so that'll be fun to use. It's magnetic, which is kind of neat. It shows you exactly where on the page. So if for some reason I have to stop in the middle of a chapter, or a middle of a page kind of thing. Hashtag just book nerd things. Alright, and these chapters are titled, so that's a nice little thing. So let's see here. I don't think I missed anything, right? Night Circus, The Night Circus, Yes, so the first chapter is called Anticipation. Ooh. The circus arrives without warning. No announcements precede it, no paper notices or downtown posts and billboards, no mentions or advertisements in local newspapers. It is simply there, when yesterday it was not. The towering tents are striped in white and black, no golds and crimsons to be seen, no color at all, save for the neighboring trees and the grass of the surrounding fields. Black and white stripes on gray sky, countless tents of varying shapes and sizes with an elaborate wrought iron fence, encasing them in a colorless world. Even what little ground is visible from outside is black or white, painted or powdered, or treated with some other circus trick. It is not open for business, not yet. Within hours, everyone in town has heard about it. By afternoon, the news has spread several towns over. Word of mouth is a more effective method of advertisement than typist words and exclamation points on paper pamphlets or posters. It is impressive and unusual news, the sudden appearance of a mysterious circus. People marvel at the staggering height of the tallest tents. They stare at the clock that sits just inside the gates that no one can properly describe, and the black sign painted in white letters that hangs upon the gates. The one that reads, "Opens at nightfall, closes at dawn." Yeah, that is, I don't know, that is a bit weird. What kind of circus is only open at night, people ask. No one has a proper answer. Yet, as dusk approaches, there is a substantial crowd of spectators gathering outside the gates. You are amongst them, of course. Ooh, I am. Ooh, that's interesting. Your curiosity got the better of you, as curiosity is wont to do. My curiosity would get the better of me. You stand in the fading light, the scarf around your neck pulled up against the chilly evening breeze, waiting to see for yourself exactly what kind of circus only opens once the sun sets. The ticket booth, clearly visible behind the gates, is closed and barred. The tents are still, save for when they ripple even so slightly in the wind. The only movement within the circus is the clock that ticks by the passing minutes, if such a wonder of sculpture can even be called a clock. The circus looks abandoned and empty, but you think perhaps you can smell caramel wafting through the evening breeze, beneath the crisp scent of the autumn leaves, a subtle sweetness at the edges of the gold. The sun disappears completely beyond the horizon, and the remaining luminosity shifts from dusk to twilight. The people around you are growing restless from waiting. A sea of shuffling feet murmur about abandoning the endeavor in search of some place warmer to pass the evening. You yourself are debating departing when it happens. First there is a popping sound. It is barely audible over the wind and conversation. A soft noise like a kettle about to boil for tea. Then comes the light. All over the tents, small lights begin to flicker as though the entirety of the circus is covered in particularly bright fireflies. The waiting crowd quiets as it watches the display of illumination. Someone near you gasps. A small child claps his hands with glee at the sight. When the tents are all aglow, sparkling against the night sky, the sign appears. Stretched across the top of the gates, hidden in curls of iron, more firefly-like lights flicker to life. They pop up as they brighten, some accompanied by a shower of glowing white sparks and a bit of smoke. The people nearest to the gates take a few steps back. At first it is only a random pattern of lights, but as more of them ignite, it becomes clear that they are aligned in scripted letters. First, a C is distinguishable, followed by more letters, a Q, oddly, and several E's. When the final bulb pops alight and the smoke and sparkles disappear, it is finally legible. This elaborately incandescent sign. Leaning to your left, you gain a better view, and you can see it reads, "Le Cirque de Rêves." Some of the crowd smile knowingly, while others frown and look questionably at their neighbors. Cirque de Rêves, so that's the circus of... Raves. Oh, isn't that Dreams? The Circus of Dreams? Some of the crowd smile knowingly, while others frown and look questioningly at their neighbors. A child near you tugs on her mother's sleeves, begging to know what it says. "The Circus of Dreams," comes the reply. The girl smiles delightedly. Yeah, see? That was right. Circus of Dreams. Then the iron gates shudder and unlock, seemingly by their own volition. They swing outward, inviting the crowd inside. Now the circus is open. Now you may enter. Ooh. I am intrigued. Okay. I don't know what to think yet. It's certainly set up some intrigue. I'm definitely excited to see what's going on in the circus. Nothing really exceptional language-wise, like we've received from Life of Pi, but I mean, it's only just begun. I'm sure we have like another 500 pages to go. I'm sure there's room for it to, make some interesting choices. The narration style is something that I'm going to be a little judgy on. By that I mean, it's like a teacher tells you. If you ever write a paper using or as you may experience, blah, 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 it has to be relatable. It has to be something that can relate to, the person you're writing to anyone who may read it. This is a published book, therefore the you has to make sense for something that, a person would do. So far, Erin has done well on this. I would be curious about this circus. I have a sense of smell, so I can smell caramel. All this kind of stuff that she's done so far, because she's been very careful, I think, to make sure it is things that can be related. Standing in a line, hearing about this mysterious circus and wanting to see, okay, what's up, kind of thing. Possibly getting bored, when things aren't happening at the time that it's supposed to happen. All that makes sense for me, and I can see it making sense for a general population. If there is anything that seems wildly out of character for myself, or I'll only judge it for myself. I won't judge for the general population. Then I will have to deduct some points for that, because why are you saying I would do this? Why not just make a very generic protagonist that it can make sense for? There has to be a reason that it's me. And I get there's that emotional connection of, oh, you are in the circus kind of thing. But also, if you're doing that, you have to make it things that I would do. That's really all I'm going to say about that. I'm excited. I'm intrigued. I'm looking forward to it. I can see it being a good chapter. Or I can see it being a good book, rather. It was a good chapter. Yeah. So that's all I've got to say for this video. This one I just kind of wanted to, I thought it was going to be, the first chapter would be a little bit longer, and I thought I would have some more to say off the top of the video. So I'm not sure if I have enough time to read a second chapter, so I won't do it for this video. But from now onward, I will of course look forward to how long things are. And yeah, like these chapters seem to be a little bit shorter, just based on, no, just that first one. Great. Now make me look alive. Yeah. But yes, I will certainly try to read more than one chapter per video if I think I can get away with it and all of that stuff going forward. But yeah, Night Circus. Interesting. We'll see how things go, and I hope I enjoy it. Have a good night.